complain?
A
Thanks for
double
having
dip
me on
as
the
well.
show. Say that again?
It's a double dip. 2
Double
games.
dip, man. Never going to complain about 2 games.
With say your favorite team one more time.
Diehard Eagles fan. Shout out Dez.
Go Austin and his Eagles.
Dez had the pleasure of terrorizing your favorite team during his career.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Honestly.
It was the best feeling in my life.
I love it, bro. I love it. I love it. Okay, thank you everybody so much for joining us. We're going to have a fantastic show here leading up live to Monday Night Football kickoff here. Should be a great time. First and foremost, we got to talk about our biggest news in the NFL this week. Opening things up here with the Miami Dolphins with an absolute ass whooping. 70 points on the Denver Broncos' head. Austin, why don't you talk a little bit about that? 70 points.
Yeah, honestly, insane. I think the Broncos team could be like done. Like I've kind of seen it. I think they need to just blow it up. That the Dolphins team, honestly, are shocking heads. They could be contenders this year. Like right now, I loved what I saw from them, especially from that offense. They look like they're deep, and they look like they have a ton of different guys.
No, absolutely. Dez, what are your thoughts on Miami? Do you think they're legit Super Bowl contenders this year, or like what's your stance on Tua and that whole offense?
Well, let me just start off with the coach. First and foremost, I love him. I think he's the perfect player coach. He's exactly what the NFL is missing. I think that started out with McVay. That started with McVay with the Rams, and I think it kind of translates. I like McDaniel. It's McDaniels, right?
Yep, Mike McDaniel.
Coach Mike McDaniels, the way he adapts to his players, the way he just is with his players is exactly, is why they play for him the way that, that they play. So them dudes are clearly and obviously the best in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can deny that after putting up 70 points. And Dez, my favorite coach in the NFL, he's a product of that man, Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
Listen, and you can see it in the run game. Those running backs absolutely dominated this past week. Devon Achane and Raheem Mostert both putting up amazing days for fantasy and real life. An historic day for their backfield and in NFL history. Dude, unbelievable. I've never seen that level of production from a backfield before in my life. Maybe the best day for a backfield in NFL history. I'm not sure. Someone has to fact check that backstage. But absolutely special. And I think that run game, the way that they use their running backs, came over a lot from San Francisco. That's why they got Raheem Mostert, is because he was there in San Francisco. They saw Raheem Mostert in that committee that Kyle Shanahan is so known for. Now they have Christian McCaffrey, obviously, but I think they have a special 1-2 punch with Mostert and A-Chain for the rest of the year now in Miami. I'm very, very excited to see how they play for the rest of the season. Tyreek Hill looks unstoppable, by the way.
He is unstoppable.
Yeah, unguardable.
He's unstoppable.
He's the best receiver in football.
Absolutely.
I think he's the best player in football.
He honestly could be. Him or Mahomes.
Dez, if you're an NFL GM right now and you're starting a team, you want Micah Parsons or Tyreek Hill?
That's a great-ass question. I guess I'm an offensive guy, so I got to go with Tyreek Hill. I like points.
I like points too. Dude,
yeah,
the things that he does is unbelievable. He went up against Pat Surtain from the Broncos this past weekend. One of the best corners in the NFL. Top 5 for sure on my list. I don't know about Dez's list, but my list.
He's top 5. He's top 5.
Top 5. There you go. No, but Tyreek Hill, he gave him the worst performance of his career, Pat Surtain. Gave up 99 yards and a touchdown on his head this past week on like 5 or 7 targets. Unbelievable performance against one of the best corners in the league. And I think something that makes it even more impressive is that Jalen Waddle wasn't even out there to draw additional attention from the DBs. It was literally Tyreek Hill out there as a pass catcher. And, I mean, no discredit to the other wide receivers in that room. They played well as well. But Tyreek Hill was unbelievable here with even more attention on him this week. I think he's going to hit 2,000 yards. I think he's going to be the first one to do it.
He will be the first to do it.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Transitioning here, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Cowboys later. We'll save that in our back pocket. But let's talk about my Pittsburgh Steelers a little bit. You tweeted at me last night, made it seem like you didn't like what you saw. You said, how do you feel about laughing at me?
Oh, no. It's not that I didn't like. I actually like what I saw. I like Patrick Peterson. I think Patrick Peterson still plays at a high level. He showed that last night.
He did.
He got one of the best, he go up and him and Trayvon has got to arguably be the best cornerbacks to go up and, get the football like a wide out. So, that looked good for you guys. But overall, I'm not surprised about what the Steelers did. I shot you that tweet just to make sure that you saw it, and I'm giving you credit, showing you love to your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, there you go. I appreciate that, Dez. But the thing is with the Steelers that I was really appreciative of this week is that the run game actually looks competent. Najee
I
got
got
going.
my guy out there from Oklahoma State now.
Jalen Warren's
Yep.
a dog. He's good. Dez, I actually want your take on this. Do you think that he should take over the starting job from Najee? What's your opinion on that?
I'm a huge fan of both of those guys, and not trying to sound biased, but I think Warren, I think he's the man for the job. I think that offense move a little bit better when he's, leading the charge, and I think Najee come in and do what Najee do when the opportunities are given. But I think Warren got to be that guy.
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say that same opinion, actually. And a lot of people are kind of going back to Dallas, actually, and saying it reminds them a little bit of Zeke and Pollard and how their relationship kind of unfolded over the years. Yeah, I think that's a pretty popular comparison. Austin, are you on board with that as well? Are you Team Warren?
Yeah, I was definitely just about to bring that up. I like that Warren hits the hole a lot quicker, it seems, than Najee. Najee seems a little more passive to me, and I think with Steelers like run, it just sets it up so well with how quick he bangs those 3-4 yards, and it just gets you moving ahead of the sticks, especially with Kenny Pickett. Sometimes he likes those checkdowns, and those 4 yards add up, and it just keeps their offense going instead of getting stagnant when you have Najee, who kind of dances around and then gets you 1 yard or loses a yard because he doesn't hit it as well. And I love him in the receiving game. I think he is a very underrated, and people are starting to recognize it, but I think he is very good, and he's not a bad pass protector either.
No, he had a great chip on somebody on this past game that led to Calvin Austin's long bomb touchdown last night, which was very impressive. Yeah, Warren has a great skill set. And Austin, I was actually going to bring up the same thing you just mentioned. The running styles, it's such a difference. I mean, Najee has a little bit of that Le'Veon Bell patience in his game where he takes a little while to hit the hole, sits back, watches the hole open up. The offensive line has not been great for Pittsburgh this year. I definitely think they're a little below average. So to have that run style that Warren has, to see hole, hit hole quickly, I think you're going to get a lot more on the run game.
Like an Austinsprops type.
The ability to take it to the house. Najee doesn't have the take it to the house speed, in my opinion. He's never really been a long run guy. It's pretty rare for him to get 20-plus yard runs. Warren, we saw it, I believe, in the preseason, ripped off like a 70-yard touchdown run on the sideline, got to the edge with the speed, took it to the house. So I think that'll definitely be something to watch. Des, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I said Warren kind of reminded me a little Eckler a little bit.
Yeah.
For a style of play.
I like that comp a lot, actually. I really do. All right, moving on here. We're going to do a little bit of a Monday Night Football preview. Let's toss it over to our resident Eagles fan here first for talking Eagles versus Buccaneers.
Let's go, Baker Mayfield!
Okay, Dez. Dez. Eagles are on the road here, 5-point favorites against the Buccaneers, who are playing at home. Buccaneers are 2-0. What are your thoughts on this game here, Mr. Eagles fan?
Okay, I'd be lying if I didn't say I wasn't a little bit nervous. I think the Bucs defense is extremely underrated, and I really like what they've done. Baker's done well. He hasn't turned the ball over. However, the two teams they've played are 0-6. They beat the Bears and the Vikings. So it's still the Eagles. They're still the powerhouse team. Jalen Hurts has to play better. He has to. It's no secret. I'm not one of those fans that's going to sit here and be like, oh, Jalen Hurts, So it's kind of up to him. If he plays like he did last season towards the end of the year where he was getting hot, I mean, this team, I think Dez can agree, is a pretty damn good squad. But
I don't know if we'll say that.
The Eagles, they pretty damn good. They pretty damn good every year. It's just the competitiveness inside myself that makes me be like, oh, hell with the Eagles. But, on a realistic note, the Eagles, have done an outstanding job of putting that team together. The good thing about, going, I'm a piggy off of what you were saying, Austin. The good thing about the Eagles is they don't need Jalen to perform great every game, just due to the team that they have and the coaching staff that they have in the formula. They have identified in that team. So, I'm just looking forward to them going down getting smacked by Baker Mayfield tonight.
Well,
make my day.
The wins count the same, 2-0 at the end of the day. I had a question I wanted to ask you about AJ Brown. I've been seeing a ton of stuff in the media, and you as a wide receiver one in your career, you know how it is. Do you think that stuff where he was kind of overreacting, kind of mad on the sideline, do you think the media is kind of blowing that out of proportion a little bit, or do you think he wanted touches?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Come on, you got a premier receiver like AJ Brown, and most of the time when a guy is asking for the ball, it's not the way how the media try to put it. You get what I'm saying? The guy's a playmaker. You paid him the millions of dollars to do what?
He's
To go out and make plays, right?
Right.
Yep.
So I think just if you ask me, sometimes when I'm going deep into the organization now. A lot of players deal with what I'm about to say, but if you ask me, I think teams need to do a better job of being honest with the athlete about how we're going to utilize them this week versus whoever it is. Hey, AJ, you might not get this many targets because these guys gonna, W. So we're gonna use you as a decoy. You get what I'm saying?
Expectations early,
right? And I think organizations need to do that a little bit more, to calm down the tension.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I also think that what you're saying too about the media with these players on the sidelines and stuff too, it's easy for people to think like, oh, like these people hate each other. Like, AJ Brown's like really upset with Jalen Hurts. And it's not about that necessarily. It's about just saying like, hey, like I'm open on this route. Like, look for me here, look for me there. Frustrations, not necessarily saying like, bro, like we don't get along. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, bro. Like let's keep the environment. Like, look at the environment. You got 60,000 people, 60 to 80,000 people screaming. It's hostile. You get what I'm saying? Like we need this. Everybody want to be a playmaker. In the most clutch moment, like it all makes sense. People, it's just overreaction. That's all.
No, totally, absolutely. That's a great
I kind of thought that as well. That, brother. I had to ask you.
No, of course. I mean, that's what you're here to do, man. Eagles Bucks, though, I will say, to give my take, like you mentioned, I could see an upset happening here. I could see it.
Bingo!
I can see it. Like you mentioned, I think the Bucks defense is underrated. I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to do their thing. Yep. The Eagles offense has looked a little stagnant to start the year. I think the loss of their offensive coordinator is hurting them a little. I think if you look at Jalen Hurts' past like spread chart so far this season, it's a lot more short. It's a lot more outside the numbers. I would like to see more deep shots and more aggressiveness, getting AJ Brown involved down the field. I think the Eagles definitely should be favored to win this game, but I would not be surprised if the Buccaneers come away tonight with the W. Dez, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a toss-up. I do think it's a toss-up, but only depends on how AJ Brown and Jalen come out. I guarantee you it's going to be. I don't think the Buccaneers corners are all that good. So I think what they end up doing, they're going to feed AJ early, just due to last game. I can give you all different types of examples to where I was bothered that I felt like when I used to play for Dallas, we lost this game because I didn't get the touches. I was open here. I can almost guarantee you that that's not going to happen tonight. I can guarantee you that Brown is going over 100 yards, and he's going to get in that end zone 1 or 2 times.
I would love to see that, man. We need it. We need it really bad. And another player we need that really bad for transition to the next game is Jamar Chase.
And hear me out. So before we get off this, I'm making me some props. I might look. I'm going to make some props now. I got AJ Brown scoring. I got Jamar Chase scoring.
Okay.
And I got Swift scoring. You know what? Okay. With a Tampa Bay upset.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey, there's probably some good odds on that one.
Yeah.
Some good odds on that one. I might bet that just to tell you, Des, just to see how it goes for moral support. Hey, listen, I think the key to the game tonight for this Philadelphia Eagles offense is, again, going to be establishing that run, like you mentioned, Des, with DeAndre Swift. I would like to see Swift go out there and do his thing again. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell is going to be back on the field, who was the running back 1 before Swift came in last week, and he was injured. But I'm interested to see what that backfield looks like tonight, see what that rushing attack looks like tonight. I think that'll be a really fun game to watch today. Again, transitioning to this next game tonight, Bengals and Rams. Biggest question mark here is Joe Burrow. Dez, first and foremost, I want to get your thoughts here. I believe there's still not an official word on his status of looking like a game time decision. Do you think it's in the Bengals' best interest to play him tonight to avoid going 0-3, or keep him on the shelf and try to keep him healthy for the entire season?
I mean, one thing that I've noticed about the Bengals over these past 2 years, they never started the season off good. It was always something. You get what I'm saying? And, so that what makes me not worry as much about the Bengals. So if I am them, I might sit them. They got a nice backup in Greer. I'm thinking go out there and perform and do something, but the Bengals go out here and lose, I won't be bothered. It's kind of like a ritual for them for some odd reason.
Yeah, Austin, what do you think? Are you team bench Burrow or start Burrow?
My thing is, I kind of think you play him. I think with all three other teams 2-1 right now, like if you go down 0-3 and you're playing that climbing battle for the whole season, it puts a lot of pressure where you got to string 8-9 wins in a row to like get hot in a really tough division. I think that's an underrated division, and the Browns are playing better. The Steelers looked pretty good last night. Like,
Thank you.
it's kind of a spot where you kind of need to win this game. You're playing a Rams team who's played way better than anyone expected going into this season.
Way better.
Way better. So I mean, I see both sides. I understand sitting him, but if you sit him and go 0-3, it might make it, even when he's healthy, tough for you guys to climb back, especially with a pretty tough division.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
So check this out, Luke. Maybe what we're witnessing is the Bengals might not be good this year.
Yeah.
I think if Burrow plays the rest of the season healthy, they'll be good. I feel like he's too good and too talented to figure it out, unless he literally just gave up after he got his contract, which I think is not going to happen.
Oh, I don't think that's the case.
No.
That's strong. Those are strong. I wouldn't say he gave.
No, I'm not saying he did. I'm saying unless he did that, there's no way they're going to screw it up.
It's just teams got better this year, bro. No,
I agree.
Maybe that's not the year for him.
No, I mean, I understand that for sure. I mean, their defense is definitely not as good as it was last year. Lost both of their starting safeties.
Yep.
Mixon's getting older. Burrow, again, another health issue. We'll see how it pans out. But that offense needs to show some signs of life. Really, really bad. I think I'm on team bench Burrow tonight, and here's why. I think that there's a decent chance that they go out there and start Burrow tonight, and they lose anyway. Okay? That'd be a really, really bad outcome. Because I think if you're going to lose this game, Burrow better be on the bench and getting healthy. Because if he goes out there again, retweaks the same calf injury again, and you guys lose, that is a horrible outcome. I think you're more likely to be happy with the outcome here of sitting Burrow this week, getting a healthy Joe Burrow next week and for the rest of the season. Maybe you're 0-3. Maybe you're not. Maybe the backup can get the job done. We'll see. And I think that you have a full season healthy Joe Burrow and refocus. Jamar Chase has been very vocal. Des, I don't know if you've seen this. Jamar Chase has been very vocal since the preseason, saying, hey, I think we should sit Joe Burrow for a few weeks, get him fully healthy. He said that before the season started. Now we're here again, and he called for it again yesterday, saying that he thinks he should sit. So I think that's really interesting, too, that his wide receiver one's like, yo, we need him, sit him. I don't know. I think it'll be really interesting to see if he plays tonight.
I mean, when you got your star coming out, speaking like that, I mean, yeah, man, I think you need to listen, right?
Yeah.
I'm
definitely on team sit him. Before we move on from Monday Night Football here, I mean, let's talk prop bets. Austin, I know you have some you tweeted out earlier. If you want to give us a quick rundown of those, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I have two nuggets, I guess. Joe Mixon, I'm playing Joe Mixon over 15.5 rushing attempts. Like I said, it's kind of hand in hand with that Burrow play. I think this team needs to utilize the run game a little bit more. They've been in negative game scripts both times, being trailing both times. So Mixon's seen 13 carries in both those games. Negative game script. Get them in a positive game script where they're favored 3 points. Even if Burrow doesn't play, I think that line would probably be about an even line. I think Mixon's got to be involved more. He can handle more. 16 carries isn't too crazy for him. And then the other spot, I think Jamar Chase is scoring a touchdown. It seems right. And I saw multiple tweets. I'm trying to find them right now. He has not had 3 games since his junior year of high school where he hasn't scored a touchdown. Like where he's gone 3 games without scoring a touchdown.
Holy shit,
so like
crazy.
He hasn't scored in the first 2 games. He's due to get in today. Obviously, I wouldn't bet a ton on it. It's going to be plus money, but I think it's worth playing. It's worth checking out.
I'm putting him down. Yeah. I got him scoring. I got AJ Brown scoring.
Rashad, you said Swift, and then Buccaneers.
Yeah.
That's what you're rocking with tonight. I have a few prop bets myself. I'm not Austin, but I feel pretty good about these. I got these bets early while the odds were better. The books have moved a little bit, which makes me feel good about this. But Puka Nacua, man, he's been balling. He's looked fantastic so far this season. I put a lot of money on this line. I got $200 on Puka Nacua over 63.5 receiving yards at minus 115 odds. I feel really, really good about that bet. He's gone well over 100 in the first 2 weeks. 63.5 should be easy money for him. And then I also have a little sprinkle, little $20 on Puka Nacua over 100 receiving yards at plus 340 odds. I think that's a really, really nice plus odds there on a guy who's done that the last 2 games. I think it makes a lot of sense for him to do it again. And then one more here. Another line I like, another Rams pass catcher, Tutu Atwell, over 55.5 yards at plus 100 odds. Really nice odds, in my opinion, for a guy who's played really well this season. And I think he can do it even if Puka has a huge game. We've seen it so far this year already. But even if for some reason Puka underperforms, then Tutu should definitely knock this one out of the park. So I'm feeling good about those Rams pass catchers tonight. If they play like they have so far this season, I feel good about those hitting.
Yep.
Absolutely love both those, Luke, especially with how much they're going to be throwing the ball. You know what I mean? I would have played Puka if I could have got him, but the Lions shot up. I didn't get in time. I love Tutu as well. 17 targets in 2 weeks. I mean, he's clearly a focal point of this offense. You know what I mean? Like, they love this guy. And nobody was talking about him before the season. I mean, people were, but not to this degree, you know? So,
yeah, I'm not going to lie, Austin. I thought it was going to be Tyler Higbee that was going to step up. I did not expect Tutu Atwell to step up. I did not expect Puka Nacua to set the NFL record for most receptions in your first 2 career games. Like, oh my God, this guy came out of nowhere. Like, holy shit.
What's so shocking? We're supposed to be talking about Van Jefferson right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they just moved him down the depth chart?
I guess. I mean, Puka's been really dude, Dez, Puka got 20 targets last week, dude. 20.
Last week?
20 targets against the San Francisco 49ers. 20 targets. It's unbelievable. I'm really excited.
Hey, where the hell you was at in my career? He was in Washington. He was in Washington. Damn, I needed you, McVay.
Yeah, I know. Dude, McVay's amazing. He's a mad scientist. I think it's really interesting about Puka, too, and the way they're using him is, I saw on Twitter, I forget who posted it, but it was like a route chart of like all the routes he ran and the catches and everything, and it was a side-by-side thing of Cooper Kupp from 2022 against the 49ers and Puka against the 49ers, and it was like the exact same. Yep. Like, they're literally just using him like Cooper Kupp, which is unbelievable. They're just slotting him in the role and letting him go crazy. But transitioning here into some big surprises of the week from week 3 here. First and foremost, I have a couple guys who have been balling out, 2 rookies over in Houston, C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell, man. Tank Dell looks phenomenal. Dez, talk about him a little bit.
Oh, my gosh. I love Tank Dell when he was coming out of Houston. He one of them guys who just needed the opportunity, right? And he finally got his opportunity this past weekend. You saw what he did. C.J. Stroud, come on, man. It was only a matter of time. He went out there and he balled his ass out, right?
Yeah, I love it. Stroud looks really comfortable so far. He's been great for fantasy football as well. 2 back-to-back 20-plus point fantasy games for Tank Dell as well, looking fantastic. Robert Woods has been a consistent contributor. Nico Collins had a bit of a disappointing week this week, but he's been phenomenal for fantasy so far this season as well. Austin, talk a little bit about those guys, man.
Yeah, CJ Stroud's been amazing. I mean, 98 quarterback rating this far. I mean, no one really expected that degree. I would say he's my favorite out of any of the quarterbacks so far of what I've seen. Tank Dell, I'm still uncertain with. I like the 2 20-point plus weeks, but it's still early. You know what I mean? I'm not ready to say he's a must start in every league type player. But no, I've really liked what Houston's done, and it's cool to see them actually still trying to compete out there, even with the youth they have.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Austin. I think he can be that must start, man. Think about it. I think he's more reliable than any other Houston receiver over there right now.
Nico Collins is pretty reliable.
He's reliable, but I mean, just as far as like what CJ wants and what he needs, what moves the chain.
I don't know if you know this or not, but it came out on draft night on day 2 that Stroud asked the Texans to draft him.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's awesome.
Which I think is pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. I like that the organization listened too. I think that's pretty awesome.
Hey, and one guy just pivoting, but we still on the topic. Keenan Allen. Oh my God.
Yeah. Bro, he threw a 50-yard touchdown pass. That's how you know you're having a good day.
Yeah.
He's catching touchdowns. He's throwing touchdowns, going over 100 receiving yards. Like, unbelievable performance from Keenan Allen, putting up over 40 fantasy points this week. I mean, he looks amazing. And, not to make light of Mike Williams going down with an injury, but, I mean, with that, Keenan's going to step up into an even bigger role for this Chargers team. I'm very, very excited to see what he can do this season. Dude, he is not slowing down with age at all. He's 32 years old, out there in his prime, and I absolutely love this.
You just stole the words right out of my mouth, Luke. It's prime time. It's like when I see Keenan Allen, it's like I know that feeling, dude. I can see that swagger all over you. I know how you feeling right now. He's feeling unguardable. He's feeling unstoppable. They just got to win some games, They need to win, be the Chargers, right? Be exactly, who they supposed to be.
Yeah, their head coach is making some questionable decisions over there, in my opinion, with going for it and stuff. He's very aggressive, very aggressive. I'm interested to see how their season shakes out. Austin, talk about a guy that I love right now, Sam Laporta.
Dude, Sam Laporta. I've really liked this Lions team. I've said I don't know if Dan Campbell might be the best head coach, like the smartest guy in the room, but he sure gets his guys fired up and ready to rally behind him. That team, you'll never see them outplayed with heart. You know what I mean?
Never.
There'll be some questionable calls sometimes, but between Gibbs, Laporta, like I think they really hit on this draft class, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I am
I
too.
mean, hold on, Austin. I mean, like you gotta give him credit. Then he's the guy making the picks.
Yeah, is he making the picks? I mean,
he was definitely involved.
He
was definitely involved. I don't know if you saw the clip. There's a really good video for you guys to watch. Anyone who's out there after the show's over, of the Lions in the draft room on draft night. Like they had their guys circled and highlighted and starred and underlined on their draft board. Like Jahmyr Gibbs, they were gonna pick him at 6 before Bijan, dude. They were gonna pick him at 6, but then Arizona called up and was like, "Hey, we want to trade up from 12," and they were nervous as hell that Gibbs was going to go before pick 12. They made the trade. They got the guy. They were fired up. I don't know if Campbell was making the picks himself, but him and the GM are definitely working and coordinating. And the thing is, it's really interesting to me about this draft class with Detroit is, people on Twitter and analysts and stuff hated it on draft night, gave them an F for the first round because of the, pick value and positional value and taking a running back pick number 12 overall who, in mock drafts is going in the early second round. But look at this team. They're playing really well right now. Definitely the favorites to win the NFC North, in my opinion. So shout out to them, man. And Sam Laporta, again, just to hit on it again. For fantasy football, you can look at my tweets. I posted them today, the receipts. Back to June, he was my favorite sleeper tight end in fantasy this year. Laporta putting up a huge week. I'm so excited that he's working out for the Lions alongside my boy Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs. Jared Goff looks great. I mean, listen, Dez, do you think they're going to win the NFC North?
Absolutely. I'm a low key Detroit Lions fan. I think the world knows that.
I am too. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're probably my second favorite team right now.
Yeah, I love those guys. I think they have all of the talent to really take that north.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Austin, throw it back to you here for a second. Davante Adams looks amazing. He shredded my Pittsburgh Steelers last night in a loss. 42 fantasy points last night. Had almost 100 receiving yards by the time the first quarter was over. I mean, unbelievable performance from him. Even with Jimmy G at quarterback, who's not the best, he's getting him the ball, and they are absolutely crushing over there. What do you think about him season long? Are you all in?
All in. Yeah, I've said this before. I think there's certain receivers in this league that you can put a lot of different quarterbacks with them and they're going to thrive. You know what I mean? Like people were like, oh, Davante's production is going to fall off with Jimmy G. And it's like, no, it's not. It's still Davante Adams. If you throw him the ball, he's still going to go make those plays. He's going to win one-on-ones. He's going to win two-on-ones. Yep. Like it's Davante Adams. He's the clear guy. And I also think Oakland needs to not Oakland, Vegas, obviously. They need to figure out who that number 2 receiver is on that team.
Oh, they got him. You don't believe in Myers? I love Myers.
No, I think it's clearly Jacoby. I'm with Dez. I think Jacoby Myers is the dog.
Really good. I love him.
Maybe I'm not sold on him yet. I got to watch more film on him.
He got some of the best set of hands in the NFL.
He does have good
amazing.
hands.
He's really good. He's really good.
They just need
also
more.
Just real quick talking about Jacoby Myers. It is an absolute tragedy that the New England Patriots let that man walk.
I didn't understand that.
They let him walk for 3 years, $33 million to the Raiders. Then they signed Juju Smith-Schuster for 3 years, $33 million. And then they extend Devontae Parker for like 3 years and $30 million. They definitely could have extended Jacoby Myers, and they didn't. And Jacoby is outperforming their pass catchers by a mile so far this season.
And people talking about, I dropped the ball. Belichick dropped the ball. Like,
dude,
damn.
listen to this. Bill Belichick, phenomenal head coach. Probably the best of all time, right? We probably can agree there.
Andy Reid going to end up taking that spot soon.
Des, as a GM, Bill Belichick has not been good over the last few years.
Hell no. I'm telling you, Andy Reid taking that spot sooner than later.
You think Andy Reid's going to become the best coach?
Yeah, absolutely.
If he got one with Philly, I think he already probably would be one. Like, I think he probably has that title. wouldn't you say?
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, as long as Andy Reid keeps coaching with Mahomes, man, I mean, who knows how many rings they'll win. I mean, they're a special combo. They're a special combo for sure.
Absolutely.
Talking about some people who unfortunately were not that special this week, transitioning to some big disappointments. Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley and that entire Jaguars passing offense, man, they shit the bed against Houston this week. Bad. That they got crushed against the Houston Texans. Really, really bad. Dez, do you have faith in Lawrence and then to figure it out over the course of the season still? Lawrence has been pretty disappointing this year.
I'm being honest with you, man. I think it's just Duval, man. I think it's just being, and I think it's the atmosphere, you know. And it's not so much the players. Like I said, it's just the atmosphere. They need a whole rebrand, you know. Like, I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. You know, I got same with Cleveland.
Do you think the organization, as far as coaching and stuff, is to blame, or you think more of like the fans are kind of lame, like they don't really care? Is like, what do you mean?
Yeah. You know, like the fan base. You get what I'm saying? I mean, like, in order to have a good football team, I think you need that fan base. You get what I'm saying? And it's just something, you know, I got to bring my Cowboys up. It's just something about that fan base that make you want to go out there and thrive. You get what I'm saying? Just put it all out there on the line.
Because the spotlight too, pressure.
Yeah, I don't even care about the spotlight. It's just when you feel the love, like it's like when I look over and I see those fans, they be excited, and they be wanting that win, and just me, just being a competitor that I am, I gotta give it 1,000%. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like if I played in Jacksonville, there's no way I'm getting that. It's like why I'm even here. Like we have to literally be good to fill up our stadium. That's not what it is, bro.
Cincinnati Bengals. Sorry. My fault.
I feel like the Jags have tried, though. Like, they brought in the new head coach. They brought in Peterson. You know, you got Ridley. You trade for Ridley. You got ETN. You got Lawrence. Like, they're getting pieces and stuff, but it's just somehow it's not clicking very well. And I thought this season was theirs to, like, show, hey, we're that team. Go win 10 games.
I thought they were an absolute lock to win the AFC South this year. Run away with it.
Likewise. I mean, after what I've seen, like, I know it's early and it's so hard to just overreact. And I'm trying not to do that. You know what I mean? Because, like, they could still prove us right. But it did not look good this weekend.
No, absolutely not. Another guy who I'm still pretty concerned with, honestly, we talked about it a lot on last week's show, but Justin Fields, man, again, really bad performance this week. Really, really bad performance. The only prayer I have for him at this point, well, first and foremost, I still believe he's a talented quarterback. I do. I think he's a good player. I think that he's on the wrong foot with the organization and the coaching staff. We saw him come out in the press conference the other week, say, you know, pretty clearly, you know, I'm not happy with the coaching. He then walked it back in an interview later, but I don't know if I'm buying it. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's pretty frustrated right now, and you know, rightfully so. I feel like they're taking away his ability to go out there and run the football, which is a huge mistake. Luckily, the schedule opens up for him here soon. I think 3 weeks in a row they have the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Vikings, which are 3 extremely favorable matchups for quarterbacks. So hopefully he can get it back on the rails, but. Dez, again, just talk to me a little bit about Fields, man. What are you seeing?
I'm just giving it to you. I'm just gonna give you my honest perspective. I think Fields is a tremendous athlete. Mm-hmm. I really, 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 really do. But as far as you know, shut up, Blue. But it's as far as like, I'm gonna be honest. I just think they don't click. I don't think what's going on in Chicago, I don't think Justin Fields is a bad player. I just don't think it clicks. I just think the coach got to go or the player got to go.
And then also, you know, Des, like what you're saying with Fields, man, and how it not clicking. I don't know if you saw this. I forget who it was. Whoever the Bears played the other week, I think it might have been Tampa. Some players were talking to DJ Moore on the field, and they're like, bro, they're not using you right. And he was like, you're telling me. I know. And it was all caught on the mic. Like,
hold on.
That's crazy. Yeah, the defensive player for the Bucks. No, it happened. There's a clip. I can pull it up and text it to you like right now. DJ Moore was talking to somebody from Tampa on the field, and they're like, "Bro, they're not using you right," because he used to play him in Carolina. And then Moore was like, "Yeah, tell me about it. Like they're not using me right."
Oh hell no! DJ Moore not getting you. Even Seattle model. I thought you were talking Fields. Justin.
No. Moore said that, but I mean, I still think it's really bad though. Your wide receiver one that you trade for, like, come on, man.
Right, Fields is not being utilized the right way neither.
No. That's what I'm saying. I think it's the whole thing. There's an issue. The whole offense.
Yeah,
there's an issue. There's an absolute issue, and they need to figure it out quick, or else things are going setting him up to fail. They're setting Fields up to fail.
Facts. They need to bring me in as coach.
They do. Hey, listen, I saw you. We'll get into the Cowboys in a second, but I saw you mention that you throw your hat in the ring for a red zone offensive coordinator kind of position with the Cowboys. Offensive.
I just want to advise. That's it. Because I'll wait till we get on that topic. I got a lot to say about that shit.
One more thing before we get into your Cowboys segment here, Dez. Derrick Henry not looking like himself so far this year. I'm gonna be honest. Dez just walked off. Henry,
do you think he was healthy last week? Like he seemed banged up still. Like I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's not good. I saw a stat earlier on Twitter that said throughout Derrick Henry's career, every 10 carries, he forces at least one missed tackle or like runs through one defender. And so far this year on 50 carries, he has not forced one. Like something's not right with him. Something's not right. I don't know if he's starting to finally hit that wall.
Tennessee. It's just Tennessee. You know, these coaches be having this weird. They have this. I don't know. Like, I'm just not a firm believer. Like, if I was a coach, bro, it's no. I'm gonna draft the player just to run him into the ground. It's ways I'm gonna utilize my athletes. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's. Right. I played with a coach like that, Coach Garrett. Like, I feel like the same with. I forget his name a lot. What's the head coach in Tennessee?
Vrabel. Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, Vrabel. Like, come on, bro. Like, utilize DeAndre Hopkins. You're not even utilizing him the right way.
No.
Like, it's horrible. It's a shit show out in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's not good, man. It's not good. Yeah, I feel bad for D-Hop right now. I do.
Yeah, look, I try to warn him, you know.
You did. You did. I'm sure you did.
That's my boy. I love him, but damn.
Yeah. Listen, Dez, take center stage, man. Dallas Cowboys drop one of the Arizona Cardinals. Rough loss, man. High expectations for this game. Huge line on the spread going into this one. I think it was like 13.5 points in favor of Dallas. Drop the game. Josh Dobbs and company get it done. Go.
Well, you're not going to believe me when I say this, and I hate that I didn't record myself, but I knew it was going to be one of those days. See, if you watched the Cardinals these past 2 weeks, it wasn't getting their ass whooped. You get what I'm saying?
No.
You know, they was performing. It wasn't it's not a bad Cardinals team, but they also did go against a great Dallas Cowboy defense, a great Dallas Cowboy team overall. You know, I just felt like, you know, losing Trayvon Diggs, and here I come with my excuses. Losing Trayvon Diggs, to me, that changed what that defense could have been, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely.
You know, the entire team. Yeah, that guy alone takes away one side of the field. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got, you know, Dobbs out here fucking darting them up. You know, just dialing them up. And it's like, I'm like,
former Steeler, by the way.
What'd you say?
That former Steeler.
Oh, yeah. He's a great player. I feel like he was good coming out of Tennessee.
No, you know, I always liked him. I honestly, like, he didn't play that much for the Steelers. He played mostly in the preseason. I think he got, like, one regular season start with the team. But I always liked him. He's really smart, too. I mean, the man is literally a rocket scientist. I'm not even kidding. He is brilliant. He's extremely sharp. I'm happy to see him playing well with Tennessee. I really am. Or not Tennessee, with Arizona.
Yeah, you know, like I'm gonna be real with you. That Cowboys offense look, oh my gosh. I just don't understand. Like a guy like CD, right? You got a guy that can play on the outside and the inside, and you having trouble utilizing this guy. The red zone is where he should get his money. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
You got Tony Pollard. And you have both of those dope-ass tight ends. And you got Rico. And Dak, you know what I don't like? Let me tell you what I don't like, right? Why is Dak not running the ball in the red zone? Why are we not utilizing Dak like Jalen Hurts? Why are we not doing that?
That's a really good question. Early on in his career, Dak ran more, and he looked really good running more. Getting mobile, getting out of the pocket, scrambling more. Coach Dez needs to come in. That's all. I'm
gonna be real with you. I don't want to see Dak Prescott as a pocket passer. I don't want that. I do not want that. I don't want to see that. That's not who he is. He's never gonna be that. Respectfully, you get what I'm saying? I need to keep Dak Prescott on the move. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I need rollouts. I need read options. You get what I'm saying? Like, I need that from him because he's mobile and he can do that. Like, that is just my take.
What amount of that do you think is the organization trying to bubble wrap him a little bit, keep him healthy?
I'm gonna be real. I think it's the organization 1,000%. You know, I think let him play. You know, let him play. Let him be who he is. You know, you got enough talent on the field to keep everybody healthy. You just got to find a way to utilize it the correct way.
Right.
You know, they got more than enough talent. It's this. You know what it reminds me of? This is what I feel like. Let's just rely on the defense. Let the defense go out there and make plays. Let the offense be conservative. You know, let's let our defense win the game. I don't want to see that type of football. We need the balance. The offense got to complement the defense the right way, and the defense have to continue to keep complimenting the offense. It's not just all on the defense. I need 88 in the end zone now. Seriously.
Oh, dude,
that's 3 weeks without him.
CD needs to get more involved. 100%. CD needs to get more involved. 100%.
Yeah, he haven't been in the end zone for 3 weeks.
Nope, he has.
No,
he has not.
I fucking bet twice. That's another reason why I'm mad. 2 weeks in a row, I'm thinking CD gonna score, and I got him. Prop bet CD get in the end zone anytime score.
Hey, he's gonna hit one of these weeks. he's gonna hit one of these weeks.
But and it better be the week I fucking bet on him.
Hey, listen, I will say too, Dez. I mean, a lot of this loss came down to those penalties.
Facts.
Historic. No, seriously, like almost record-setting day for penalties, I believe. Lots of penalties there, lack of discipline for sure. Austin, what are your takeaways from this game, man? How do you feel about the Cowboys?
I mean, it was a super enjoyable game.
Oh man,
it was great.
Oh my gosh! I cannot believe you, Austin.
Cheap shot.
You can't be a Cowboys fan and tell me that loss wasn't concerning deep down. Everyone knows those type of losses happen, and the Cowboys aren't over. They're still going to be contending. They're still the Dallas Cowboys. They're still a great roster. But deep down, you're not a Cowboys fan, and you cannot tell me that game doesn't hurt and concern you a little bit, because you don't lose that game. Like, that one you don't lose. And that's coaching. I mean, the penalties and stuff, some of those you could pull away, but there were a lot. And so I don't know. There's a lot of different excuses, a lot of different stuff to take away. But I mean, I've seen the Eagles drop games like this all the time, and you can't just write it off. I mean, it could happen tonight, God forbid, but let's hope it doesn't. I think Michael Gallup needs more involvement. I think Tony Pollard on first down. They do play action on first down. I don't know the numbers right off the top, but it felt like every play they were doing play action on first down when Pollard would get you 6-7 yards. And I mean, Tony Pollard's a top 5 running back. And I just think the lack of utilizing those type of guys is concerning to me. And I mean, Dak, I get when Dez is saying he needs to run a little more. And some of that, I feel like maybe they are scared about the past injury, and maybe Dez doesn't want to run or maybe Dak doesn't want to roll out and run as much. Maybe
they don't want to win games then.
Right.
I mean, listen, I understand that.
Trey Lance.
A criticism. Yeah, I was about to say that. There's 2 things. One, I think they need to see more Brandon Cooks. I want more Brandon Cooks involved in this.
Me too. Why draft him? I mean, why get him? Why trade for him?
Right. 2
catches for 17 yards. And speaking of the guy, why trade for him? And Austin just said as well. If you want some running looks, put Trey Lance in the backfield. See what happens. Yeah. Hell, roll out, do a 2 quarterback set. Have Trey Lance come in as the running back. Have Dak out there, run a little, option play. I would love to see it. It would be really creative. The Eagles did it back when they had Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. Yep. That was awesome. I want to see some kind of creativity like that, mix things up for this Cowboys offense for sure. Quick PC Fantasy League, the X Games recap, $25,000 on the line. I'm playing this guy this week. I'm playing Dez Bryant this week. He's up on me right now. He has 85 points, but he's done. He's done scoring. I'm projected to win with 112 points. I have 52 right now. Tonight, I have Rashad White playing, Jalen Hurts playing, T. Higgins playing, and somebody else. I forget who. But I'm feeling good. I think AJ Brown. I'm feeling good. But for some reason, I'm scared that my team's going to shit the bed, and I'm going to lose, and Dez is going to hold this loss over me until the day I die. I don't know. I'm not feeling great.
About that. That's me winning $25K. As long as I beat Luke, I'm good. Bro. As long as I beat Luke, I'm good.
Bro, if I beat you tonight, I'm gonna make the final score on my Twitter banner for a week.
I'm not gonna post it. I'm not gonna retweet. I'm not even gonna heart. So don't even tag me.
Listen, if I beat you, I'm tagging you. I'm tagging you if I beat you. Hey, listen, you beat my ass in Madden twice so far. I can hold this one fantasy win over your head for a little while. I can do that. I feel like I can do that. All right, transitioning over to this weekend's sleeper picks here to wrap up the show. I'll go first here. I think this one's a little gross. People might not like it, but the team just got 70 points dropped on their forehead. Justin Fields is coming to town next week. I need to see Fields have a good game. Justin Fields is my sleeper pick for this coming week against the Denver Broncos. This defense has been piss poor so far this season. If Fields is going to do it, he needs to do it now, and I need to see it. So I'm going with Justin Fields.
Now, and look, just to kind of touch on that a little bit. Now, if Fields don't go out here and perform, they got to do something in Chicago. That's all I'm saying.
What are they going to do? I feel like you can't trade him. You can't bench him.
I mean, I don't even want to say. I hate how that sounds. It's not. I'm saying he's a sorry player. It's just that doesn't fit. That situation doesn't fit.
You're saying fire offensive coordinator, maybe?
Somebody got to go.
Somebody got to go. I understand that for sure. They got to demand results. They got to demand results. 100%. Yeah. They got to demand results. Austin, who's your sleeper pick for the weekend?
Sleeper pick. This is gonna sound bad, but I really like the Patriots this week against Dallas. I think they showed me enough. I think Belichick's gonna have a good game plan similar to what he did against Philly, and it was a really good dogfight game. And I mean, if Jonathan Gannon can cook up a scheme to go beat Mike McCarthy with the Cardinals, I mean, this Patriots team isn't that bad. I like their defense a lot, and I think Mac Jones is a lot better than Josh Dobbs. So I like the +7 for the Patriots. I'm not saying Dallas is going to lose, but I think +7 is an interesting line.
So well, I tell you,
okay. As much as I want to sit here and talk shit to you, Austin, I'm not. I really do think that New England team is going to be tough for my boys. I just really hope these guys are locked in. I know Ezekiel licking his chops, Mr. Feed Me.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. It's Zeke revenge game.
Hey, and check it out. Zeke had a pretty damn good game. Last week.
Hey, he looked better than Ramondre this past week, Dez.
Yeah, he did.
I'm just saying. So,
you've been saying that.
I'm just saying, it's just, Zeke had to get, acclimated to what Belichick had going on. I feel like he finally did. And then, boom, he coming alive all of a sudden against my boys. So, yeah. It's going to be tough for the Cowboys. I think this is one of those. I think there's a chance they can lose. I don't want them to lose, but if they lose, I won't be surprised. I can see it.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one to drop for sure. Dez, who you got for me this weekend? Sleeper pick. You got your eye on for week 4.
I'm gonna go with Jacoby Myers against the Chargers.
Oh, I like that. The Chargers secondary has been thin. Kirk Cousins just carved him up this week. Jacoby looks fantastic. I like the pick a lot.
Yeah.
I like the pick a lot. All right, guys. I mean, that's going to wrap us for the show tonight. Thank you so much again, Austin, for coming on the show, man. You've been a fantastic guest. You do fantastic work. Anyone who's watching the show right now over on Twitter or X Live, at Austinsprops on Twitter, does fantastic work, amazing content, over 100,000 followers for a reason. And he's going to continue to grow and keep him doing amazing work. And hopefully win you some prop bets tonight. Go check out his picks over.
I'm on my way to see Austin right now. I need some prop bets. All right.
Yeah, bro. He's got them. He's got them. He posts them every day for free. And there's nothing better than free. But if you're watching right now live and you will want to listen to the full episode tomorrow morning, this podcast will be live audio only on streaming platforms on Spotify. Go listen to it over there. It should be on YouTube as well. Thank you so much for watching the show. Dez, any closing words for us?
Oh, man, I appreciate you guys. Austin, I appreciate it, bro. Means so much. Luke, you already know what it is. I'm kicking your ass tonight.
Oh, come on, bro. I'm going to be sweating, man. I cannot lose. I'll be sick to my stomach if I lose this.
Yeah, so I just appreciate everybody. I appreciate the viewers for tuning in. Means so much. We here every Monday. You know how we doing it, Luke. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. Every Monday. HPointSports coming at you. High Point Huddle episode 4 in the books. Austin, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, as always, Dez. Good night, everybody. And fly equals fly, right, Austin?
Yep.
No! Let's go, Baker!